Yes.
One more question.
I think you
General Ashcroft, I just wanted, do you have any more information about the shooting death of Tom Wales? What kind of cases do you work on? Do you
We
work on
don't
terrorism?
have any information about a motive, and frankly, this came to me before I came to work this morning, and the case is just being developed. Thank you very much.
Attorney General John Ashcroft, that last question may have been a little confusing to you, so we'll deal with that first. Tom Wales was an assistant U.S. attorney in Seattle, actually someone that we've known some years back, and he was shot yesterday, and as the attorney, shot and killed yesterday, and as the Attorney General indicated, still no motive, no arrest made, and that was that. The principal news that the Attorney General made is that a 2-count federal indictment was issued and unsealed today in Tempe, Florida, against a man for giving false statements to the FBI in regard to September 11th. Attorney General refused to provide any detail, what the person was asked, what he said, what was untrue about it. In any case, the man is currently in New York and will be flown back to Tempe, Arizona. There was some other business having to do with one of those companies that provides security to the nation's airports, baggage screeners, and charges the federal government's bringing there. Among the things that makes this interesting is there is a considerable and ferocious debate going on in Congress about whether baggage screeners ought to in fact be federal employees rather than private employees who essentially get these jobs through companies that provide the lowest bid, though there are obviously some standards, as the Attorney General indicated. Anyway, the Bush administration would like to see federal oversight, but not federal employees. Many Democrats, some Republicans, would like them to be federal employees, and this all plays into that. Kelly Arena, who covers Mr. Ashcroft in the Justice Department. Kelly, any detail on this one indictment, a 2-count indictment in Tempe?
Nothing more than we just heard from the Attorney General. As you know, Aaron, there are lots of people that have been taken into custody, more than 600 people, for various infractions. Either they're immigration violations, they can be brought in as material witnesses, or they may have been guilty of violating some state or local law. I am assuming that Mr. Al-Sami fell in one of those 3 categories because he was in custody as the Attorney General said, in relation to the September 11th attack. So he provided false statements. Now, whether that could be anything. It could be immigration, status statements, or we don't know.
Right.
But we're going to try to find out, that's for sure.
I'll bet we are. Kelly, thank you, and I bet you will. Thank you, Kelly Arena. One other thing he said before we go to break here, the Attorney General said we have not been able to develop or to draw. We've not been able to draw conclusive evidence between the terrorist attack on September 11th and the anthrax case. I underline the word conclusive. I don't want to read the Attorney General's mind, but it seems to me he used that word deliberately, which may suggest that there are some things they are looking at, but they just don't have enough to conclude that there is a link between the anthrax cases and the attacks on Washington and New York City now a month and a day ago. I saw, I'm not sure if y'all did, I saw the President's helicopter, Marine One, on the White House lawn. The President shortly will be headed for Camp David for the weekend. We'll be back at 10 o'clock tonight, a special report. We hope you'll join us then. We'll take a short break, and CNN's continuing coverage of America's new war in what has been a remarkable day in this will continue in just a moment.